What's my name? Oh, Steve.
Toad.
Yeah. No.
I'm Matt.
And this is
Chip's
Garage. Super cool car. We're going to get to it quick, but a couple shout outs. Tara, FloridaCarshows.com, FLACarshows.com, every show in Florida, monthly newsletter, really cool.
And they
check it
feature
out.
us.
Join. Oh yeah, and they feature us every
thank
month.
you.
Thank you, Tara.
And Kelly and Nick from Nature Coast Cruising Magazine. Oh,
Yes.
man, pick this up when you see it.
Check it out.
They did an awesome job for us and everybody. And also, we want to go to the rod shop. The guys, Cody and Glenn and all those guys down there, Seth, all those guys down there. Awesome job, man.
Awesome job. Hudson, Florida. Check them out if you're around. Matt, we got to get right into this, buddy.
Sure.
What in the world are we looking at?
It's a 1971 Pontiac Trans Am. I got it in 1996 when I was a senior in high school. It's an original 455 HO M22 Rock Crusher car.
Now you had a little story about buying it in high school.
Yeah.
Okay.
How'd that happen?
Okay. Well, I had a 79 Mayan Red Trans Am at the time, and I always wanted one of these earlier bullnose cars. And luck would have it, I found it in the custom antique sports car trader back in 1996, and it was pretty cheap, but it's still a lot for me as a young kid.
Can we ask what pretty cheap is back then?
I got it for $1,500.
Oh, you're killing
Yeah.
me. What's it worth today, roughly?
Well, I've seen them go for six figures. This one's probably in the high 70s, I would say. It's
you're
good
killing
return
me.
on my investment.
Hey,
yeah.
did you drive it home?
I did not. It was.
You paid $1,500. I'll give you $5,000 right now.
We'll
you
talk when the
quadruple
camera's
your
closed.
number. Yeah. Go ahead, buddy.
But yeah, it was like a dream car of mine. I had to beg I called my grandpa to loan me the money. I was working 2 jobs. He said absolutely not. And so then I appealed to grandma. We had a little sweeter side, and she loaned it to me. And so I sold my 79, drove my stepmom's car for a while to my 2 jobs. Paid her back and an extra $1,000 just for letting me borrow it. And then I started to get into this. Had a blown head gasket, and it was pretty rusty, and transmission need rebuilt. And it was a labor of love finding parts for this early car, over the years at swap meets and stuff.
And there was no big internet then.
No, that was back in the day where you actually had to put hands on the,
Yeah, look through it, and hopefully you order it, and the guy has it.
Hope this hood fits.
Yeah,
Let me get
exactly.
it. Let me load it. Yeah.
Flea markets.
Yeah,
All right, so back to the basics. So 71, 455 HO.
Yeah,
What else?
that's the only motor they came with that year. It's a 197 round port head motor, Ram Air 4 intake, because it's an early production one this year. This is also an air car, which is pretty rare being a stick car. They only made 2,116 total Trans Ams for 71, 885 sticks, and 1231 automatics. And you figure 75% of them were the cameo white with the blue stripe. So being a blue car, stick car, air car, 8-track player car, you're probably down to 1 of 100. And after 54 years, there can't be many left.
Why didn't they sell that many back then? Camaros that year? And,
they started weird too. 69 started, you could get the same thing in 69 in a Firebird that you could in the Trans Am package. So a lot of people just didn't know what this whole new Trans Am thing. In 69, they only came in 1 color. 70, they didn't introduce till a half year. So it was 70 and a half Trans Am. So they had basically 6 months of production. So that kind of deterred it. There was a lot of, hot cars in 71 as well to pick from. So 71 was a low one. 72 was a worker strike year, so that was even more rare. So they made 1,286 cars that year total.
Wow! And then the Japanese cars are starting to filter.
Right, and then gas crunch, and so
that's right.
So
what's the rest of the drivetrain in this?
It's at 455 HO round port head, M22 Rock Crusher, and then a 10-bolt posi.
Rock Crushers. That means you have business there.
It
makes that little whiny noise.
It sure
you
does.
can tell.
I love that sound.
Yeah. Now you were saying with the Rock Crusher, that's the only 4-speed, right? If you got a manual, would come with.
Yep, you'd get a short shaft M40 Turbo 400, or you get the Rock Crusher. In 70, you could get an M20 or 21, no Rock Crusher, but 71 and 2, only way to go manual was 4-speed M22.
All right. Well, let's start looking around a little bit.
There was a big difference from 69 to 70. That's
correct.
Year where the 69 looked like the early Camaro,
correct.
Gen Camaro Firebird.
Yep.
So that was, people were like, wow, look at this thing. It's bigger too.
Oh yeah.
Much bigger.
Yeah. Now this is, tell us about the front end. So this is the
Enduro nose. They call this the bull nose Trans Ams because it's kind of got that peak. They ran these 70 to 73, although 73 is different because they had to do 5-mile-per-hour bumpers, so the bracketry is different for it. So this is a 70 to 72 only, 70, 71 grill. 72 will have honeycomb in here,
Right.
and then 73 has big squares and has the
Look
Pontiac
how
emblem over
beautiful
there.
that is.
I know.
Now, can I get a sledgehammer out, Matt, and try it like this?
Like they
engineer
did on
thing?
the
68
commercial.
GTO commercial, yeah.
Yeah.
You sure can.
Yeah, I'll have
Leave
to
me
buy
a
the car.
checkbook.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I love the
Beautiful.
blinkers, and those are also running lights, right? Running lights and
correct.
blinkers.
Yep.
Yeah, and you said they turn orange when you turn them on. They got orange bulbs in them, obviously.
Yep.
And the ground effects all come with it. They actually mold. Well, they don't mold. I guess it's 3 pieces, but they attach to the side.
Attached to it. Just
Yeah.
look at the beauty. You don't see that anymore. Just the beauty.
Oh,
of
the
this.
style.
The style.
And you were saying about the paint. Now it's what paint?
Lucerne Blue Code 26.
Yeah, and so only this or white. That was it.
Yep.
And this year.
And this flip flop, either one. This is blue, white, or blue or white.
Correct.
Right. And this is all the original, what it would have looked like,
Yep.
striping, the way everything would have came out. Now you were telling us about the
Shaker hood.
shaker hood a little
Yep.
bit. Tell us about that.
Well, for 70 to 72, the shaker actually works, which a lot of people, later on
Never knew it.
didn't know that. So if you rev it real high or punch it, this flap will kick down and force cold air in.
Never knew that.
I didn't either.
And
And
I-
that's vacuum
Right,
operated.
right.
Correct.
Yeah.
And I had an 80 Camaro Z28, 80, 81 did that too.
With the air induction, yeah, it had that,
but
yeah.
in the 70 Chevelle,
Yep, with the cow flapper.
yeah,
Yep.
but I never knew these did.
Yep.
Very
Yeah.
rare.
Well, yeah, you don't see
I would
them,
have thought
so-
you did that. Because
No,
yeah.
no, I wish.
'Cause don't they have like a little grill? It looks like a little grill or like a.
Later on, later on they mold a piece in here
Yeah.
for 73 to 6, and then they change the shakers because they change the hood because they go away from the round headlight cars.
Okay.
So then the shakers got more of a angle,
Wow.
and then the hood doesn't have this lip in it. It's just a flat across
Okay.
hood. So those have a 2-piece divided molded grill in there.
Right.
But they do sell kits now where you can cut that out and make them functional because
Yeah.
everybody wants this.
Yeah.
Now I
obviously.
want to make this clear. This is all original, numbers matching. This is
This
the
is
real
how it would
deal
have been
here
in
for everybody
71.
watching.
Yep.
One thing, Steve, I love about this, and I call them the hideaway
Yeah, hideaway,
windshield
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
The one
windshield
piece.
wipers. If you
Yeah.
look at it from up here,
Yeah.
if we can show the viewers from up here, you look back, you can't see.
Aerodynamic and
Yeah,
how
you
beautiful.
You,
It's just
yeah, you just
oh.
can't see them.
And I was asking about the tack. A lot of them, you see cars with tacks on the hoods, and why doesn't this have it?
Because they have in-dash from 70 to 81. The earlier cars had the 8,000 tack, and the later cars, mid-70s, went to a 6,000 tack and a 100-mile-an-hour speedo.
That's it. Yeah.
Yeah. But the earlier Firebirds, they didn't have a place
Yeah.
really on the dash. They had the big gauges for the speedo and the gas gauge, and they really didn't have room for a tack, so they had to bolt it to the hood.
Okay.
It's probably
Ah.
more out of convenience than anything.
And did the early or later cars have the orange that says 55 mile an hour on the speedometer?
So,
That was the Jimmy Carter
Oh
days,
yeah,
yeah,
yeah. Tell us about the wheels.
They're factory Pontiac Rally 2 wheels. In the earlier ones, like 70 and a half, they actually used a 14-inch wheel and they welded a 1-inch piece around it to make
Sort
it
of
a
show 'em
15-inch.
there, so
Yeah.
That's bizarre.
So this
It is.
this would be, the 71 to 81 basically. There's earlier codes, JWKR, that would make this a flatter, bigger piece, and you can actually tell that they just welded a 1-inch piece. This isn't one of those rims. This is just a 1-piece 15-inch wheel. But that's how they did it back in the day till they actually stamped out a 15.
and those are super expensive and rare, right? If you could
yeah.
even find them.
Big money. More
Now
than
you
I
were
paid for
telling us
cars.
about the red caps.
Correct. Yeah. 71 and 2 have the red with the black writing PMD, where 70 has it reversed. So it's black with red PMD, and that's a 70 only. 70 only has a lot of weird stuff too. They have chrome around the gauges, the bezels, but 71 to 81 has the black. So
Right.
there's a lot of weird stuff for 70.
Now PMD, for those of you who don't know, Pontiac Motor Division.
Right.
So-
and if you see a set of those rims, look, investigate it.
Yeah.
Some shop just didn't make them.
Well, you were saying they look
Yeah.
almost like they're unsafe,
Yeah.
right? Because you could see the
Yeah.
weld and everything.
Yeah, but people pay for them because
Yeah.
they want original stuff.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
got the side louvers, let the air out of the engine. They're really nice. I've always liked these mirrors because they're sleek, they're small, they're not huge, and they just flow with the car, everything.
I agree.
But-
Yes, Steve, why don't you show us inside?
Sure. Now, these doors, after about 30,000 miles, they start sagging, don't they?
Yes, they do.
These are heavy doors.
Look
and
how
they
long they
fit
are.
from, 70 to 81 Camaro Firebird, isn't that right?
Correct,
So
yep.
they're the same door. So GM was smart about that, But if you look here, it's simple. Roll up. If you come in here, I'm going to come in here, and you're talking about the pedals.
Yeah, 70 to 72 have equal size pedals. 73 to 81, the clutch pedal will be smaller.
Never would have known that.
Nope.
And
Lot-
if you
lot of
look
weird
here,
stuff.
if you look $8,000, Tic-Toc Tach, you got your gauges. 160-mile-an-hour speedometer, Firebird steering wheel, and a 4-speed. This is beautiful right here. Look at this dash, this swirled dash, just like aluminum and all that. It's got the air. He has a AM FM, huh?
Yeah, but you said it came originally with
Correct. Air and an 8-track.
8-track.
Yeah. And you still have the original
I
stuff.
do. I have all the
Anything
parts I've
that's off
taken
this.
off.
Well,
I
what's
have.
an 8-track, Chip? What's an 8-track?
Yeah.
I don't remember.
Hey, by the way, again, for the younger
Nice.
viewers, we're just trying to educate people. Keep the parts. If
Look
you
at
do
this.
change it, keep your old parts,
Yeah, yeah.
right? Very,
Yeah.
very
Yeah,
important.
very important.
One other thing here. Look at this. Ashtray back here.
As always.
As always. You know, usually hem up here, ashtray. So, I mean, very simple, very clean. I could tell he has, look at that. That's really
yeah.
nice. Yep. Nice. Very nice. Look at that. Okay. What else? Spoiler.
Yeah, this is a early spoiler. It comes to a point here. The later
We want to
one-
show the viewers over here.
Okay.
Yeah, let's show the viewers this. So go ahead, tell them.
Yeah, the earlier cars had the spoiler that kind of came to a triangular point here. Your later cars, mid 70s, would go to a square here. Also, the early cars have this flat back window. Where 75 to 81, it's going to do one of these deals here. So a lot of weird little things that most people wouldn't know, but
Yeah, you're telling us about the bumpers too, right? The chrome bumpers?
they only did chrome bumpers from 70 to 73.
Right.
And the 73 bumper, again, like the nose, will sit out like an inch further because they were trying to do 5-mile-per-hour bumpers.
Oh,
back then.
that's
It
right.
kinda
all the
looked
safety
diverse.
garbage.
Yeah, so it looks the same, but it's not.
Cool, Steve. Look how they just dropped this down
Right,
just for the
right,
license
right.
plate. Again, putting the style.
Is that where your gas cap's at?
It sure is.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right here. This
So
is
you
where the
can flip
gas
it
is.
down. Yep.
Right here.
There's a hook on the other side. Yep.
Okay. Oh yeah, a little hook right here. Right here. See it right there. Oh, and really nice and neat. Nice. How's the trunk?
It's mint.
Okay. It's been.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't think we could fit too many bodies in this one.
No,
Oh,
no,
Yeah.
no.
Well. The flares. Look at how about the fender flares or the flares flare kit.
They're original. 3 of them I had to replace actually because they were pretty beat up when I got the car. So
Well, they stick out pretty good,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
So
And they're
that's
plastic and
yeah,
Yeah,
they get
that's-
rocks and burnouts.
that's
you know.
pretty
And
common.
when this came out, that was all new.
Oh yeah.
All new technology to people. So you
Yeah.
know.
And then the
Can-
80s, everybody beat these cars
Yeah.
to death.
Oh
so-
yeah, yeah. Just
Smoke
ram
in the
in the
back.
ground.
Right,
Can
right.
we show the trunk real quick? Is that possible?
Yeah, we
Yeah.
sure can.
I mean,
Just show 'em.
Is that true at Smoking and Bandit? They only had 3.
Real cars for this thing? Yeah, they had one with a Chevy motor actually did the jump.
Oh, Chevy motor.
Yeah, the one they did the jump off the canyon.
I want to show the viewers real quick because this was common back
Yeah.
in the day to put stickers on your
Okay,
window,
used
right?
Mm-hmm.
Pretty classic 70s look, and you would put them on your quarter window glass too as well. So pretty common. Go ahead.
Oh, so they had a Chevy engine in that one.
Yeah, believe it or not. Yeah.
Oh, look at
Oh,
how
yeah, look.
clean.
Now tell us about the spare because those are unique and that was special.
Yeah, this is just a regular kind of temporary smaller scale spare, but they also had the ones that were space saver spares that were really crunched down and you got the air kit to blow them up. But this does the job and it fits up there and I got a little trunk space left. So
Yeah, a little.
Look at
Yeah.
it. See how this has overspray like that? That's all original. They
That's
just
how
kind
it
of
would have been.
It
Yeah.
was it. And look at the jacking instructions. It shows how you have to do it just right. Yeah. Beautiful. I like that. Beautiful.
It
clean
is.
and
It's
very
mint,
nice.
like you
Very
said.
appreciate it.
Gorgeous.
Very nice. A beautiful
Well,
car.
let's get to the meat. What do you think?
Yes, let's get
Yeah,
to the
let's
business.
get it. Let's get to the business up here. Man, this is gorgeous.
And everything fits nice. All the seams, everything.
You know, Trans Am's such a popular car. I don't know anybody really that doesn't want one of these early Trans Ams. You know, they're like they're
got a story.
amazing.
I got a story. Okay, I got a
Fire
story.
away.
Okay, back in '78, my buddy buys a red one, has a 455 Super Duty, 1973 automatic, and it was loaded, and he bought it for $1,100. And you know, it was kind of roachy, but we rode it all around. I had this knock. We just, you know, we'd go out to the different discos and we just drive the crap out of it.
Discos.
Yeah. And one night, him and his girlfriend were out and they were racing a Corvette. He found a knock. The first 2 front journals came out of the bottom.
Oh no! You know what's funny? These were known sort of as the disco car, right?
Yeah,
like
yeah,
it
yeah.
was big
Hey,
finger. in that.
can you see me with the hair? And,
Oh, I don't even want to think about it.
what do they say?
Yeah, Matt, tell us what's going on under here, man. Just point everything out.
Just you know, it's your basic 71 455 Pontiac motor. It's a round port headed motor.
How much horsepower would this came
You know,
stock
like
with?
everything they did back then, it was rated at 335 and 480 foot-pounds of torque.
What do you think it was actually?
Closer to 4.
Yeah.
I've driven some cars that were, you know, dynoed, and this seems more than that.
And 400 horsepower is no joke.
No,
Not back then.
But you had the torque.
Yeah, the torque.
yeah. What was the
Pontiac's
torque?
480.
Yeah,
Oh,
torque
yeah.
monster,
It's almost
yeah.
LS6 Chevelle territory.
Yeah.
It's up there.
Yeah.
And they did that for insurance reasons.
Oh, of course. Yeah.
Yeah. So all original on the shaker. Here's what your snorkels would have looked like, and your base for your air cleaner underneath. It would have came with the chrome valve covers. That's
Correct.
all original.
It is.
There's only a couple things changed under here. He did add an MSD, but again, he kept all the original stuff, which you should do.
Right.
Power steering, power brakes. And Pontiac was a little higher class, right? I mean,
Yeah,
that's
yeah,
sort of what
yeah.
the deal was over just a Camaro or
Yeah.
a regular Chevy.
Pontiac, they meant business.
Yeah.
And
Now,
he
now
had-
one thing here, and I'll let you point that out. I mean, look at how this just sort of looks like it's from the '50s, like how crude,
it's just
right?
there, okay?
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
a
yeah,
co-hanger. They put it aside for a co-hanger.
But go ahead, Steve.
But
'cause
that
what you're
works
pointing out.
because that just pops the hood
Yeah.
up. That's
Right,
yeah.
right.
If it ain't
Oh,
broke,
come on
don't
over
fix
here.
it.
Chip and I were talking, both of us were talking about this here. Very rare to see one of these. You see them still under hoods of cars, but they don't have, it's not detailed like this. 455 right here, cubic inch, 4-barrel, HO. Then it has all the timing marks. It has spark plug gap, carburetor screw, idle, solenoid, all that. It shows where the timing mark would be on the engine, shows the point gap, and so forth. It says, this is so cool to have.
It really is. Again, if you ever get one of these old cars, make sure you preserve and keep this
Yes.
kind of stuff because, as you said, this car's been redone a couple times, right? You've had to restore it a couple times, but he's kept it. So keep all that original stuff.
I mean, everything's so nice on this.
Yeah, I mean, original exhaust manifolds. That is the Pontiac Blue. Was there a turquoise? What was that
Turquoise
color
or something?
called?
Yeah, they had like kind of an earlier model. They had like more of an aqua turquoise-ish color, and then later on they changed the blue a little bit.
Yeah.
Early 70s. I don't know what it's called.
Okay,
but it's a light
okay.
blue.
I almost want to run out and buy a car and take him with me.
Yeah.
I mean, I could see him really right now.
Oh, I know exactly what he's
Matt
talking about.
just-
He's
yeah,
very
yeah.
educated.
And you got a 4-core
Yeah.
radiator with us and all that, so it runs cool, makes
Yeah.
it run cool. And all
Yeah,
that.
here, not that we want to get close, but
There's
here's
a tag.
up your tag.
And you can see the windshield wipers underneath there. We were talking about.
Oh,
earlier.
that's
See 'em?
right. That, yeah,
You see 'em?
being hidden up
That was so
underneath
cool.
there.
It just hid everything. It just made it look so sleek. And what movie? Smokey and the Bandit. And then we were talking about John Wayne had a
Yep.
movie. What was that?
McQ,
McHugh. And
Yep.
then what was the other one? Chips.
Chips,
Yeah.
and then Thunderbolt and Lightfoot had a 73 in it.
Okay, Thunderbolt and Lightfoot.
Yep.
And it's amazing these movies. Like the one in Chips, I think he destroyed it like 9 times.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Oh yeah.
yeah.
It was gold.
Yeah.
Well, again, in the late 70s, these were arguably the car.
Just yeah.
Really were. You know, and am I right on this, Matt, that they actually held on to more performance more so than the other manufacturers, right? Am I right in that?
Pontiac didn't want to let it go. They even this year, for example, they went from a 10-to-1 400 motor Ram Air 3 and 4 to 8.4-to-1 with hardened valve seats, so it runs on modern gas. But they bumped it up to 455 to get a little more umph out of what they had to detune for.
Yeah, because of safety and all
and they
that.
rolled 455s
and
through
gas
76.
things and all that.
Right.
Yeah. Well, then what was their commercial drive excitement?
Driving excitement.
Drive
Drive
excitement, or
excitement,
driving
yeah.
excitement, something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they did. They tried to hang on to that performance edge, and they did.
Yeah, they did as
And
long as they could.
It's funny. You'll see old pictures where somebody would just buy this car off the showroom and drive it down in the snow.
Oh yeah.
Right
Oh,
through the
yeah.
ice and snow.
Yeah.
They were just
and
cars back
just
then,
cars.
you know?
It was
Yeah.
just like my Altima. I was just the driver.
Yeah.
You know.
Well, guys, we're out of time. Matt, we really
Matt,
enjoyed it.
yeah.
Thank you
Absolutely
so much,
gorgeous
Matt.
car.
Matt,
Had a good
appreciate
time.
your
I,
time.
yeah,
Yep.
thank you, Matt.
Yep.
I told him I wanted to buy it. He said I'm 16 on the list, so that's not
I'm
going to
going to get down
happen.
to 10 on the list.
But anyway, I'm Chip,
I'm Steve.
And I'm Matt.
and this is
Chip's
Chip's
Garage.
Garage.
Thank you. Yeah.